Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
My name is Carrie Seller.
Yay. And tell me what you do in life, Carrie. Who are you? What's your passions? What's happening with you?
Yeah, so I am kind of a jack of all trades. I've done a
Yeah.
number of different things.
Mhm.
For a very long time, I worked in the cheerleading industry, and I had
Nice.
been an all-star and college cheerleader. And so
Nice.
I was essentially an event producer.
Nice.
But I also did, the scoring aspect of things with them.
Nice.
I did sales. I've done actual event planning.
Nice.
And yeah, and then of course my most recent venture is
Okay.
into the modeling and fashion world since moving to
Yeah.
Arizona.
Tell me, how has it been with experience in the model world? How
hmm
was it when you started versus where you are now?
hmm Well, of course it was great because I trained with you to start out.
Nope. Slight flex.
um, but yeah, I actually started just about a year ago now.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you. And I really feel like I've learned so much throughout that time. I really have gotten. I'd been missing kind of a creative outlet in my life for a long time,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure what that was because I've always enjoyed, painting and drawing, and
Yeah.
having been a cheerleader, like dance and different things like
Yeah.
that.
Segues, flows together.
Yeah, yeah. But I've learned so much, and I've enjoyed taking different, workshops like yours with Posing 101, Runway 101. I've worked
Mhm.
with a few different coaches, and
Yes.
then just kind of networking and meeting people in the industry.
Yay.
All I can say is that I'm learning a
Yes, I
ton.
love that for you. So let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the importance, I guess, of seeking help everywhere, because you're one of the great people who, when I trained you, you literally listened to everything. And so I was like, go out there and experience other coaches, because when you're
hmm
on productions, it will never just be the same producer, right? You'll come to Arizona Fashion Week, we'll have our producers.
Yes.
You go to Phoenix Fashion Week, they'll have
Yeah.
their all the
hmm
other producers. So tell me,
hmm
how has coaching with other people kind of helped you with going to different productions?
Sure. Yeah, it's all been really beneficial. I have gotten the chance to, just as I did in my cheerleading days,
Yeah.
when you hear a critique or a constructive criticism from
Hmm.
one person, they might be saying the exact same thing someone else did, but it just clicks
Yes,
with you in a different way.
exactly.
Yeah. And so I've learned a lot through that aspect. And then also just kind of because I'm such a blank slate in this industry,
Yeah,
sometimes, I'll come to you and I'll be like, hey, is this like an
yeah,
industry standard or is this
yeah.
more of like a, use your best judgment type of
Exactly, type of
situation?
situation. Which is it?
So yeah, I feel really blessed to have gotten to work with a number of different event producers here in the Phoenix area
Yeah,
and just kind of seeing the different ways of doing things. And, there's no wrong way. Like that's one of the best parts about it being a creative field is that
exactly.
there's different, different
Yes.
vibes for people.
Yes. And you kind of touched on this next question a little bit, but are you a creative in any other way? You mentioned
hmm
cheerleading. What other ways are you know artistic?
Yeah, yeah. So I've always loved, ever since elementary school, I've loved painting and drawing and
Nice.
that type of art. And then I also, grew up dancing, cheerleading,
Nice.
gymnastics. But I also have been doing voiceovers. So I've done
Nice.
some vocal work. I started my own company when I was in college, which
Nice.
was cool because I got to kind of learn, I was majoring in business and I
Yeah.
got to learn, business by through trial and through
Exactly.
actual practice. And
Exactly.
yeah, I always felt like I learned more in my first year in business with that company than I
I
did
love
like,
that.
might be exaggerating, but I always say like throughout all of college.
I love that.
But yeah, so voiceover work, and then I also do some somewhat similar to what you do, some
Yeah.
like on camera hosting
Yeah.
and emceeing at live events and whatnot. And
Exactly.
I've always loved that like sense of live events and performance and whatnot.
Yes, I love that. So, how do you feel like you intertwine all of your art into anything that you're doing? Modeling, emceeing,
hmm
cheerleading. Well, do you still cheer?
Um,
Can you flip and stuff?
I mean, I go upside down from time to time. I'll say
You're like, just to get
that.
the rush.
No, Taylor and I were literally practicing recently,
Yeah.
like runway stuff, and then we were like, let's walk on our hands down the runway.
Oh, I love it. Did you record it? Because I need to see that.
There might be video evidence. I'm not
Oh,
sure. But yeah, intertwining all of it. I mean, honestly, I always joke that I'm like, modeling is a sport,
it
man.
is.
Like,
Okay, tell them
I'm like,
again.
I've had more blisters and like sore muscles muscles and, exhaustion and all of that. And also just like learning the different techniques throughout. But ultimately, like I've just enjoyed getting that like rush of being on stage and getting to perform. But the coolest thing about modeling for me is, aside from just the creative outlet and the networking and aligning with like-minded people, I love being able to bring a designer's vision to life.
Okay.
I think that is I was so emotional when I did my first fitting for Phoenix Fashion Week because people were like, are you really that excited? I'm like, I mean, yes, but like, I'm also looking at this designer who puts so much work into her collection.
Time, effort, passion.
And she's seeing these 10 looks like come to life on people for the first time. And that must be so like overwhelming and rewarding. So that part of it has been really cool.
Well, I love that. Can you tell me your favorite I am statement? Do you have one?
Ooh, yes. I actually have an app on my phone that is like the I am app. So it's different like affirmations.
So it gives me throughout the day, you can tailor it. Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite ones is just I am strong,
because I love that one.
It's like you really don't know how strong you are until you go through some stuff.
Until you're in some stuff.
Yeah. And you kind of like, as you go through more things throughout life, you're able to reflect back and you're like, okay, like I went through a situation recently where I went through something right before a show and I was like, this is just like competing in all-star cheerleading at the world championships.
Turn it on, turn it off.
Get in that mindset of being, at the time a competitor, now a performer, right? And, just blocking everything out. And I just love that ability to be present on stage and to just soak up the moment.
I love that. So while we're talking about soaking up moments, when you see a person who is confident, I feel like they're soaking up their own personal moment and projecting that power, right? So tell me what makes a person confident in your eyes.
See, and I love even the way that you just said that. Like sometimes I pick up little things and I'm like, oh, I need to channel that in my next photo shoot, right?
Please.
Yeah. So confidence to me is, I mean, there's an aspect of it. I think it's twofold.
Okay.
I think that it's one, it comes from experience. Like when I would compete as an athlete, I knew that if I had just practiced over and over and over, like I had done all the repetitions, that I was as ready as I was going to be. Like
as ready as you can be.
Physically, you're ready. And then mentally, you just have to train your mind to be strong and to like be zoned in that moment. So I think that there is that aspect of preparation and practice, but also, being confident kind of sometimes stems from just faking it till you make it.
I'm glad you said that. Okay. I feel like a lot of times we're just like, we're here, we're in it. We gotta ride with it. So I love it. Fake it till you make it all day.
And putting on like that persona. I mean, you talk about different, Beyonce and different celebrities have these, Kobe Bryant, like everybody has or had something that they channel so that they can get in the zone no matter what else is happening in life.
Exactly. And I love that. And I feel like that's a great life tool as well, right? Being able to zone in on the important things, let go of what you can't control, and just always be moving forward. Because like you said, you're preparing for this stuff, right? So if you're preparing, you literally have nothing to worry about because God or whoever you believe in, they will have you.
Yes.
You can rely on your preparation and other energies to help you along the way,
Yeah, I agree.
Well, what is my other question for you? I asked you creative. I'm like, where am I? Where am I? I've had a blooper with literally everyone. I am creative, confident. Oh, what is your favorite runway or creative moment?
Ooh, okay. I have a few, honestly, from recently. As we've talked about, I've done a lot of like research into the modeling world just so that I could like, get the hang of it as quickly as possible, and have watched a lot. I loved the Anak Yai opening for Mugler in spring 2024. Like the flowing black, like, and just
obsessed.
Yes. And then I also loved Bella Hadid closing for Coperni when they did that like spray on. Like I just love
that whole show was wicked.
Yes, like the innovation in the fashion world, and just getting to now see it on this level too, and getting to see these designers and what they're coming up with.
Like Tiffany Ray on the same line as those. Her jewel pieces are just like, how do you think of something like that? And
literally,
then, you're wearing art as wearable art. So what is one of your specific runway moments for yourself though?
For myself.
For yourself.
Okay. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I have a few. One that I will say is I loved my look for Melody. for day 2 of Phoenix Fashion Week. It was
Yes.
the first walk that I did, and she was like, I want this to give rich auntie vibes. And it was just this like fitted lace up, like kind of sheer garment
Yes.
with a hat and with this buckled on like gingham skirt, chunky,
Amazing.
and just like the character I got to kind of like play
Yeah,
in that
embody.
moment was so much fun. And it was such a like dramatic moment that I was like, okay, I want all my runway looks from now on to be this dramatic.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that. Well, do you
Yeah.
have any other final thoughts for the camera? Where can they find you at? What's your next thing that you'll be doing?
Sure.
Boost yourself up.
Yes. Well, I actually just did a fitting for Arizona Fashion Week. So I'm super excited. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the
No, you're
designers
allowed to
yet.
say that.
So City of K is who I just
Yay.
fitted for. And I love the look. And I also really vibed with them as people. So
Yes.
that's always great too. And yeah, you guys can find me at on Instagram at Carrie Seller, CarrieSeller.
Yay.
And yeah, I'm just excited for everything to come, just kind
Yay.
of branching out in this industry too. And I'm hopeful that even beyond modeling, like I'll find different passions in, the fashion world. So
Well, I love that. Be on the
yeah.
lookout for Carrie, y'all. She is amazing, a beautiful spirit. Who
Aw.
knows? You might see her around. Come find her, maybe.
Yeah.
She'll be at Mixed with Love. I know that. Thank
Aw.
you for talking to me.
Yes, thank you for having me, Shannon.
Yay.